We love to play games, and because it's just the two of us, a lot of times we play them with 2 players. So these are 5 games that we like to play at 2 players that aren't necessarily 2-player games.
If you're new here, I'm Monique. This is Trev, and like you said, we love board games. And the first game we're going to talk about today is Flamecraft. This is a game that's pretty new to us, and we absolutely love it. The artwork is absolutely stunning, so adorable, and the game plays out a little bit like this. You have all these cards that you have to complete, like orders and objectives. So you collect resources throughout the game, completing these order cards, adding them to the different stores, which then build up the stores to give you more goods, so then you get more points. And whoever has the most points after all the cards are gone wins. And I love this game at 2 players for a lot of different reasons, but mostly because it feels complete. I don't feel like I'm missing out on any part of the game, and that I'm seeing every part that was intended to be seen. One of the things I really love seeing play out in the game is the different stores that show up. There's this huge deck, and each of these different stores have additional abilities that allow you to further the amount of little order cards you can fulfill and the amount of points you can get. And so it's super fun to see what comes out in what game, because it's going to be different every single time. And the combos that you can get can be super fun and super satisfying. That's something that we've both said about this game, is that it is so satisfying just to play because you're completing things throughout and you don't feel like you're racing to get the next thing.
This next game is called Unlock. And by next game, I mean series of game. This game basically is a mini escape room that comes in a box. And if you buy like the bigger boxes, they come with 3 of them in it. Small, medium, large, basically easy, medium, and hard. And it's so fun. One of my favorite things about this game is the complexity and the out-of-box thinking that you have to do about it. I know it sounds kind of weird that like you're only using cards for an escape room, but they're so clever. Sometimes you have to go back and rip through the manual and figure out a clue that's hidden inside of it. Or sometimes you have to line up all your pieces and make like kind of an origami tower. It's so fun and thoughtful. This game, I think, is one of the best games to try out with someone because there's this thing called a tutorial. And I know it sounds kind of weird, but you take out a small deck of cards and hit play on the app, and it just teaches you how to play. No rules needed. You just learn as you play, and it's so fun. And basically, if you can complete the tutorial without any mistakes, you're awesome. I have taught this game to so many people, and I've not had a single person complete the tutorial without making a mistake. So look out for that. But anyway, at 2 players, this game I think is awesome because when there's 3 or 4 or more, I think there's too many cooks in the kitchen, too many hands on deck, and I like to figure out the puzzles myself, and I don't like it when someone else does it and just sweeps it by me. Says, oh yeah, I did that, this is what happened. No. I want to be in on the action because it's so fun. So I think 2 players is key on this game. And there's so many options and so many adventures that there's a spot in a genre for everyone. So go look up Unlocked because there's so many of them.
Okay, for the people who have been with us the whole time, you have been suggesting this game for months. And we got it, we played it, and we loved it. This game's Arkham Horror, the card game, and it is absolutely phenomenal. It is one of the most immersive games I've ever played. Basically, you take on the role of detectives to solve a mystery of demons and monsters, and you go through, and it's a lot of luck and chance, but I do feel like there is enough strategy where you have your hand of cards and you have to play perfectly what needs to happen next in the story, which I really enjoy because it feels so much more immersive and real, because you have to choose the right choice or else you're gonna die.
It's the truth. I also love this game because it's very 2-player interactive.
Mm-hmm.
And you could play with more players, but I've loved it at 2 players. And I think one of the best things is like when your mate's in trouble, you get to use your cards and help them out. But if you use too many of your own cards, you can get screwed the next round. And it's so fun. And like she said, the story, so awesome. One of the best things you can do is don't Google Cthulhu. Because if you learn about it, like, it's like okay, but like there's so many twists and turns and so many monsters and like just like things that happen that's like, oh, this is awesome.
Mm-hmm. So basically what we're trying to tell you is if you want a super immersive 2-player game, it almost feels like role playing a little bit, but if you're not comfortable with that, like it's just enough, I feel like, because Trev and I, we don't do a ton of like D&D or other games like that, but it was just enough where we were like, oh, my character's thinking this right now, like this is absolutely crazy. Or in this moment of this game, it was more like of the aftermath of
We just
what
talked
happened.
about it.
Yeah. And so if you're looking for a game like that, this is right up your alley. I'm so grateful for all of you for telling us about this game because it's definitely one of my favorites now. So go check it out.
And the box looks intimidating, but it's not. Like, it's not weird. Like, just go get it. It's awesome. This game is something that we talked about on our Christmas list, but it's worth saying twice or even more because it's awesome. This game is called Rolling Realms. This is a game made by Stonemaier Games, and the people that made Wingspan, if you know Wingspan, and it's super fun. And the best part is I think it works great at 2 players. And you could play it more, but I like to do 2 players because I don't have to wait that long. But basically, you roll dice and you allocate what's on them to basically gain resources to basically complete objectives on the cards and earn points.
It sounds kind of boring, but I promise you,
It's so satisfying.
fun.
And it's so crazy.
And infuriating.
Infuriating. And one of the best parts I think about it is like, it's infinitely expandable, which sounds kind of vague and scary. But it's so fun because there's so many different puzzles they can add to it. And we've gotten a couple of the expansions and they've been so much fun. And I feel like this game that is like, you could get bored of it per se because you kind of get used to the combinations. But I feel like it's so well versed in how they've set it up that it has become really, really fun to play.
I would also say the opposite, where if you don't like buying expansions, I feel like the main base pack you'd be really satisfied with, especially with in the rule book there comes like
the mini golf,
and it kind of is challenges for each card, and it really makes the game so much more fun. And it's a good mix of playing mini golf sometimes and then just playing the game. And so if you're not into expansions, don't feel like you have to go buy the expansions for this game to be worth it, because I think just buying the base game itself is definitely amazing.
You get a lot of content. It's true. And one of the best parts of this game is you can find it on Amazon. So check the link down below, click it, go get yourself this copy. We'll try to link all the other games if they're on there. Hopefully, we haven't checked yet. So you can go pick them up.
Okay, this is a game I was just watching on the shelf every time we went to the board game store for months. Like, it's been on my mind for a while. And I'm so glad we finally bought it. And this game is Habachi. This was such a pleasant surprise because I had no idea what to expect. The box itself was just like, buy me. Because it was really cute. I'm a big animal fan. But basically in this game, you're completing food orders, but you have to toss chips onto the board to get the ingredients to make the food. And I really like this at 2 players, even though it's very competitive.
It's so competitive. This is the only game that we have been, I'm not even kidding you, we've been mad at each other after the game.
This has never happened
except
this game. But I like it for that reason, is because a lot of the games we have, like, they're competitive, but it's not like...
It's very, like whimsical and...
Yeah,
oh.
But, like, this game, you feel, like, the pressure of the kitchen. Like, you have to make your orders or else you're a failure.
Because the thing is, you like to complete 3 objectives, and it's so fast. And when you throw chips on the board, you can hit each other's chips. And that's what's infuriating, is because, like, you set yourself up to win, and then the person will come over and, like, hit your chip, and you're like, oh my word, and now you can't get the certain resource.
Yeah, totally. One of the best things about this game is the special symbols in the middle of the board that are incredibly difficult to get, but they help you along in the game if you're lucky enough to get them, such as getting extra ingredients, an extra recipe card just for you, and other things like that. So if you're looking for a competitive 2-player game that is a little bit of a dexterity game too, not so much of a sit down, let's really think through this puzzle, this game's for you.
These are some of our favorite games to play at 2 players. What's your guys's? We're always in the market for 2-player games. So if you don't see them behind us, if you look back, tell us, because we need them and we want to play them. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day, and we'll see you guys next time.